is proudly brought to you by Smith's Biggs and Ashley and Martin.
It's going to be some very keenly contested races, and in this race I see we've got a couple of sets of brothers. They've been talking about the cricketing wars. Well, we've got the jumping rider Harnetts and Londrigan families here doing battle, and there's not a lot of other riders in the race. There's so 4 of the 7 runners are brothers, so it's a bit of a first, I'd say, for Flemington or anywhere really.
As the update on the first, Cobbler Boy 160, Andela 180, Spanish Minstrel 560, dividends for 50 cents in Victoria, Still There 470, Mighty Shane 250, Uncle Tiger 280, and Village Glen 21.95. Nick, first hurdle about 80 metres after the start as away they go. Uncle Tiger looked to miss it slightly. Cobbler Boy a bit slow to begin. Village Glen got away well with Andela as they go to the first hurdle, and just in behind those Mighty Shane. Cobbler Boy drove through to just lead from Still There and Andela, who's about 4 deep but covering no extra ground at this stage. Behind those horses, Mighty Shane and Uncle Tiger with Village Glen, and 2 to Spanish Minstrel. Onto the course proper, and Andela inclined to pull a bit, about a half to Cobbler Boy, length and a half Village Glen, and Still There. 2 to Uncle Tiger, got checked badly by Village Glen, about a half length in front of it, Mighty Shane and Spanish Minstrel. At the third, they go up and over. They've got 10 to get over now, and Andela led by a length and a quarter from Cobbler Boy, about a length and a half to Still There. Andela checked Cobbler Boy. 2 away then to Mighty Shane as they go over the fourth. The length Village Glen from Uncle Tiger, and 2 to Spanish Minstrel. Not much pace on, as you can see, and Andela a length and a half to Cobbler Boy. 2 lengths Still There, the last in the straight. Andela made a very good leap at it, and so did all the other horses. In fact, they jumped it perfectly. Andela with his ears pricked by 2 lengths. Cobbler Boy second, moves up within a length and a quarter. 3 away Still There, a half length Mighty Shane. Andela trying to hang a bit. Then Village Glen, a length and a half Uncle Tiger with the mouth open, a length and a half away Spanish Minstrel. No change at the 2,000 along the riverside. 8 hurdles to get over. Andela 3/4, Cobbler Boy, length and a half to Still There, 1 to Mighty Shane. On the fence, Village Glen, 2 lengths to Uncle Tiger, and a length Spanish Minstrel. Over the first along the riverside, Andela jumping pretty well, and so's Cobbler Boy. About 3/4 of a length between them. 2 lengths to Still There at the 1800. 2 lengths to Mighty Shane. Same margin, Village Glen, a half Uncle Tiger, and 4 to Spanish Minstrel. At the next, Andela jumping very well, 2 lengths in front of Cobbler Boy. A length away Still There. They've gone halfway. There's a mile to go. 3 lengths further in the field, then came Village Glen just behind Mighty Shane. Then Uncle Tiger on its outside, and 3 to Spanish Minstrel. Up and over the next at the 1,400 metre turn. And Andela by a length to Cobbler Boy. Still There third, about a half length away, then to Mighty Shane as they go over the next. Andela got into it a bit, reached for it and jumped it poorly. Might have hurt himself. Cobbler Boy quickly went up past him. He's got to try and get Andela going again at the 1,200. Mighty Shane moved up quickly with Still There, almost a line of 4. 3 lengths Uncle Tiger running on, 2 to Village Glen, and 2 lengths away Spanish Minstrel. Up towards 1,000 metres, and Still There and Cobbler Boy have a crack at Andela. A length and a half to Mighty Shane as they go over the next. 2 away Uncle Tiger, 4 lengths Spanish Minstrel making some ground, and 2 to Village Glen beaten, and the only horse without a chance. 800 out. Still There took a narrow lead. Cobbler Boy's under pressure. Now Still There kicks away. Mighty Shane moves up third. Andela gone. Uncle Tiger continues to make ground, and 2 lengths to Spanish Minstrel. On the turn at the 600. And Still There with 2 to get over. Leads them into the straight by 2 lengths to Cobbler Boy. Mighty Shane, Uncle Tiger, Spanish Minstrel, and Andela. In the straight, Still There's got a very handy break. He's 2 or 3 in front at the second last. Let's see, he approaches it. Got over it safely enough. Mighty Shane went down on his back legs. Cobbler Boy under the whip. Uncle Tiger. Spanish Minstrel at the last. Still There with a handy break. He's 3 in front. Draws to it, went through it, but he's got a good lead. Now the boy will sit down and ride him out. He's clear of Cobbler Boy, Uncle Tiger, Mighty Shane, and Spanish Minstrel. and still there's going to get back into the winning list. He's very tired, but he's going to beat Mighty Shane and Uncle Tiger by about 2 lengths. Spanish Minstrel looked unlucky to me in the straight, didn't really get a clear run at them, probably should have run second. Then Cobbler Boy Andela, and a very tired Village Glen just goes over the line now.
Well, still there, had been expected to do good at its previous 2 starts at this track, and although it had been a little disappointing, it was sent out favourite on both of those occasions, but today, I wouldn't say easy in the market, but by the same token, it's going to show a nice return for anybody who followed it.
It's on race 2. Tristram Court 140. Apollo Magic's come up $1. Somerset Way 9.45. Squire's Fortune $19.80. Society Twig 24.15. Human Me 370. It's the only other one in the market besides the top 2. Lakeview Lad 29, Weatherly 16, Aces Lady $13.35.
Just we were talking about, you know, not much pace on in that race, Bruce, but 1970 Nankita Lad ran 3:29.6, and in that race they've run 3:30.7, so it was only 1.1 outside the course record, which has stood for a long time, 18 years.
This track fast at Flemington, but it's slow at Rose Hill. That's where we're going after the break.
Sydney race 1.
George, the last pair, arriving at the 600, and Black Chariot must lead 6 or 7 lengths on Cloud Chief, a length the Shining Sheriff, 4 lengths further back in, but then Dreams of Free, Fitzroy Kid and Whiskey George is last as they swing the corner. At the 400, Black Chariot leads about 4 or 5 lengths on Shining Sheriff. He's going out after the leader quickly, the Sheriff, followed by Imber, then Cloud Chief and Dreams of Free. Black Chariot getting very leg weary. Imber's a danger on the outside. It and Shining Sheriff went past Black Chariot. Dreams of Free runs on, but Imber. It's Imber in front. Dreams of Free the danger. It's Dreams of Free going out after Imber. Dreams of Free doing too well for Imber, and Dreams of Free comes away. Dreams of Free a long neck to Imber. Third Shining Sheriff, and then came Whiskey George, Cloud Chief. Black Chariot stopped to a walk, ran second last, and Fitzroy Kid was last.
6, 8 and 5 and the numbers past the post. Number 6, Dreams Are Free. Good odds on the tote, $14.75 and $4.40 for a win and place return for a 50-cent investment. Second, number 8, Imber, 80 cents. Third, number 5, Shining Sheriff, which was the favourite, and there won't be a return for him because there was only 7 starters. He
was the winner at $4.20 and $1.80. Mighty Shane $1.30. Uncle Tiger no third dividend. Quinella $11.80. Trifecta $115.15. Margins a length and 3/4 by neck. The time 3:30.7. Correct one.
Rose Hill race number 1 result there. 6, 8 and 5. Dreams Are Free 14.45 and 4.50. The second outsider in a 7-horse field. Imber 85. No third dividend for the favourite Shining Sheriff. 12.35 Quinella. And the trifecta $112.10. So even if you boxed the 7 horses for the Quinella and 7 horses for the trifecta, you still would have come out with a profit. The track in Sydney is now dead. It's gone from slow to dead, so it's improving. The next...
To better line now. Waiting on a signal for the Weatherly handicap for 2-year-olds. There it is now, the light flashing away. They're ready, they're racing, and a pretty tidy start. Empress Fay with good speed out wide. Sweetheart Page and Miss Doolittle are showing some toe out there. Cozy showing a bit more speed today, and Jumarar going through with Olympic Dream. Flash Ray just in behind them. Grand Ranch beaten for early speed is back in the field, working through them now. Cozy drifting back as well as they sort themselves out. Contrary Native runs up along the inside. It's on the outside, Empress Fay, who's showing the way there with Jumarar from Contrary Native. Now Olympic Dream is dropping back sharply. Running up on the outside, Grand Ranch goes to 4th, the favourite, followed then by Mamili. They were followed by Rafi's, held up Choice of Kings, and Flash Ray behind them with Cozy ahead of it. Olympic Dream to the outside, Sweetheart Page and Miss Doolittle, and a long last is Chartobi, but the leader is Jumarar. Grand Ranch under the whippers trying to peg it back. Contrary Native and Empress Bay are struggling away, and then Cozy, who's running home late, but Jumarar is plain sailing in the closing stages. Is going to trot in this filly by God's Walk, and she'll win by 5 lengths. Cozy, a top effort, ran second. The top post filly getting home hard, then Grand Ranch, Contrary Native. They were followed by Empress Faye, and then came Rafiz. Further out, Flash Ray. Didn't do a great deal today. Then Choice of Kings, Mamili. They were followed by Miss Doolittle, Olympic Dream, Chartobi and Sweeter Page together at the tail, pulling up quickly over the wire.
6, 13 and 1. Jamira P. Hutchinson first. It firmed right into 210 and 70 cents. There was a big go very, very late in betting. Cozy second, 230, 245. 185 and 65 is the final update. It now says closed on the screen here. So this will be the return. Jamira 185 and 65. Cozy 245 and Grand Ranch third 75 cents. So it's 6, 13 and 1 from the first event at Cheltenham. Race number 2 is due at 10 minutes to
set racing, and missing the start was Lakeview Lad. It was slow out. Braw's a bit slow, and Tristram Court been eased in behind them early by Harry. Apollo Magic's got back midfield, and Squire's Fortune's got a lead from Humour Me and Weatherly. Behind them, Somerset Way from Braw's, Aces Lady Society Twig. Apollo Magic fourth last around the outside, then Lakeview Lad. Tristram Court behind Apollo Magic, and a length to Woodward Gill at the 1600. Squire's Fortune by 2 to Humour Me, a length and a half Weatherly with a mouth wide open. A length further back, Braw's outside, Somerset Way, 2 to Society Twig, tucked away inside Aces Lady. Then Apollo Magic a half length away, Lakeview Lad given a crack with the whip. Tristram Court second last, and 2 lengths Woodward Gill. Squire's Fortune at the 12.50, led by 4 lengths to Humour Me, 3 to Weatherly. 1 to Braw's, a length and a quarter away on the fence, Somerset Way. 1.5 Aces Lady Society Twig. 3 wide Lakeview Lad in the centre, Apollo Magic coming off the fence, following it Tristram Court, and 2 lengths away Woodward Gill. 20 lengths cover them as they go up past 1,000, and Squire's Fortune 2 to Humour Me, about 5 to Braw's and Weatherly. 2 to Somerset Way, a half Aces Lady, Apollo Magic outside of it, Lakeview Lad, then Society Twig. Harry on the back of Michael Clark on Tristram Court. He's following Apollo Magic everywhere, and 2 lengths away Woodward Gill. The leaders will come back to them. Squire's Fortune at the 700, a length and a quarter Humour Me, 2 lengths away Weatherly. Apollo Magic, Michael's hooked out about 4 deep on it to get around Aces Lady. Tristram Court still following it, and further back Woodward Gill as they come into the straight, and Society Twig. Tristram Court got up inside Apollo Magic, and Harry's about to take the lead. Squire's Fortune about a half to Tristram Court. Apollo Magic under the whip from Somerset Way and Weatherly. Tristram Court's got the Squire's Fortune. Apollo Magic struggling, and at the distance Tristram Court's got it well won. He's dashed away a length and a quarter in front of Squire's Fortune, Apollo Magic and Somerset Way, and Harry at his absolute best on this. Hands and Hills will win a length and a half. Tristram Court beating Squire's Fortune 3/4 on the line as Harry eased up about 2 away. Third was Apollo Magic from Somerset Way, Weatherly. Woodward Girl, Aces Lady, behind them Humour Me, Society Twig, second last Lakeview Lad, and Braw's last. Best today. Race 3, big field of 2-year-olds with the Scratching Noble Talent, and this race over 1100 down the straight. Moiston's the favourite at 110. High Waters at 205, Favourite Feast 22.35, Voice of Impact, or Force of Impact I should say, 16.35. Noble Glitter 17.05, Spiritual from the Hay Stable 2.25, Try Fast having its first start for Tony Vassell $26, Tribune Masala for Lee Friedman first start $17, Gumsbury Lane over the page for Ron Morn at $61, Time to be King $16, French Gypsy $8.20, Pleasantly Sunny $33, Folkestone Hero $43, Sticks $25 and 85 cents. In Adelaide, the Quinella was $66.90 for 6 and 13. Trifecta was $274.85. Now in Melbourne, the Quinella was $22.10 on 1 and 4, and the Trifecta was $80.25 on 1, 4, 10, and the running double was $8.65.
In race 2, Tristram Court 125 and 65, Squire's Fortune 285, Apollo Magic 55, 22.10 Quinella, 80.25 Trifecta, race to race double paid $8.65 on 1, 4 and 2.
Sid runner here, drawn in stall number 2. They're off this time, and Mean Moa was best to begin. Landed about a long neck on Our Famous Star and Star of Alpine. And then on the inside, Camelot Award, and going quickly is Pleasure Hill, followed by Pro Guy and High Stepper. Nisparo on the inside. A length further back, Perfaloo, and outside, and a good margin away is Massimo in company with Wakadima as they travel to the side, and Pleasure Hill goes to the lead from Mean Moa. Third, Star of Alpine on the outside. Nisparo on the inside, and further back in the field is Ballaman and Camelot Award, Pro Guy. Massimo and High Stepper, then Our Famous Star, and outside a good margin to Perfaloo. And forget about Wakadima on the home corner, and Mean Moa doing better than Pleasure Hill. A length the Star of Alpine, followed a length further back on the inside by Nispato. At the 300 metres, Mean Moa on the outside takes over clearly. Star of Alpine goes to second. They've dropped Pleasure Hill, and then Nispato getting into the open, and two to Massimo, but Star of Alpine raced to Mean Moa. Star of Alpine on the outside, he's hanging out, but he's doing too well for Mean Moa. Nispato on the inside, but Star of Alpine. Tiley gives him a crack, and he comes away on the line and wins it a length and a half to Mean Moa. Third, Nispato, followed by Massimo, Ballaman, High Stepper. Then Pro Guy outside, Our Famous Star, followed up by Camelot Award, Pleasure Hill knocked up. Second last, Perfaloo, and Wakadima last all the way.
11, 2 and 1. The trial form is good form. Star of Alpine first. It's showing about $1.50 They're approximate. 2 Mean Moa 65, and 1 Nispato $1.05. 11, 2, 1, race number 2 at Rosehill. It's time to racing Adelaide.
The Port Couple is racing now, and away very quickly was Destiny Way. From over on the inside, Laras away well, and the Edict, and out deep on the track, Sacred Wine, and also showing some speed out there, King's Waltz, and Vamp's Choice is prominent. Now settling just off the pace historically, further back then along the inside, or near the inside, Sarai. Laras is back on the inside, around them Lucky Q. They were followed then by King's Report. Then came Azamenia as they clear the straight. Le Cordova back on the inside. Now Edict has got back to about fourth last in a shuffle up from Asia Anchor. Battle Law second last, Chapel Street last of all. Destiny Way shows the way into the far side and led by a length now. 2 in second placing Sacred Wine. He's kicked away a little bit more with 1600 to run. He's 2 in front now, Destiny Way. Sacred Wine second, third on the inside historically. Then King's Waltz on the outside of Sarai. A couple of lengths further back, Vamp's Choice covering Laras, and then further back in the field came Azamenia, shading it and now getting a half in front of it as I speak to the 1400 was Lucky Q. Lee Cordova is next down along the inside from King's Report. They were followed further back then by Edict, and then back on the inside running next was Asia Anchor. At the 1200 metre mark, Battle Law was second last, 10 off the lead, and a couple of lengths away to Chapel Street at the tail. They race towards the 1000 metre mark now on the far side, and still the leader, Destiny Way, only a half to King's Waltz, who's closed ground on it very quickly. In third position, travelling nicely there is Historically. Sacred Wine the centre, 3 deep Sarai. Vamp's Choice closing ground around Laras the inside, and they were followed 1.5 away by Lee Cordova. King's Report takes off 3 deep. Azamenia the centre. Edict further back and scrubbed up. With that horse was Asia Anchor, and another one, Battle Law, but he hooks to the outside, Chapel Street last, but they've closed ground from the rear. There's only 5 lengths first to last. They pack right up at the 600 and heading towards the turn into the straight now. It's King's Waltz taking over. Destiny Way surrendered. Sarai races up on the outside. Vamp's Choice comes at them, looking for a split as Historically. Then Laras, but hard-ridden. King's Report, and down the outside, Battle Law. King's Waltz is gone. Destiny Way has also given ground. Historically gets a split. Goes out after Sarai at the 200. Vamp's Choice third. Paddling away, Battle Law and Laras, but Historically is finishing better. He's out after Sarai, who won't give in. Sarai, the inside, is finding heaps. Trying hard Historically. Sarai is still punching out to the line. There's nothing in it. Maybe Sarai an inch to Historically. And then came Vamp's Choice, followed further back by Laras. Then Asia Anchor, followed by Battle Law. They were followed by Lee Cordova, Chapel Street. Then Edict, followed by King's Report. Sacred Wine's rider lost the irons, and he's sitting up like the last of the straight backs, appealing for help.
Right, Ron Paps says a photo looks like it might be 14 Sarai. It's showing 285 and 110. There is a slight angle there at Cheltenham. 4 Historically is the other horse in the photo, 265 and $1. And third, Ron's called 15 Vamp's Choice, $3.05, stablemate of Historically. Looks like 14, 4 and 15, but hold on to the tickets, a photo. Blue Star of Alpine, 150.85. Mean Moa, 70. Nispato, 105. Correct weights there. 340 the Quinella. Trifecta, 28.85. Double, $50.70. The third race at Rose Hill,